This is me, Spoon Beast.
What is up, everybody in YouTube land? It's me, Spoon Beast, back again with yet another fucking video. Yes, let's start this off with a curse word because I have actually went over this video in my head a few times over and kind of have an idea of what I want to say. So let's get right into it. Actually, video that took preparing. It's still unscripted. I don't go on a script. I don't need anybody's script. Nobody can tell me. I can't even tell myself what's in my own mind sometimes. So let's get this started with another yet unscripted video, but kind of was planned ahead. We have two people to thank for this. This is another line in the multi-requested videos. We actually have another one that's coming up, and they're all coming up right in a row. Like, people are requesting the ones that I want to do, thankfully enough. So the more that one video gets more than one person requesting it, I'm going to do that because last week the Banjo and Kazooie and Smash Bros. Video, that was a multi-requested video by a few people. This week's video, and we're going to talk about it right now, is likely third-party characters. This is also a multi-requested video. Thanks to my dear and loyal subscribers, 96KJD and Jonah the Hedgehog 45. Thank you guys for giving me this video idea. They basically asked me on videos of third-party characters. Now, I decided that I was going to do this, 96KJD, he's worded it the way I would. He asked me, which third-party characters do you think are possible to make the cut? Whereas Jonah asked, I could do a video on character ideas. So it's basically a multi-request. It's likely third-party characters in Super Smash Bros. 4. So let's not cut to the chase anyway. I think the roster is going to be very, very focused on featuring Nintendo-only characters. With that being said, it's not really going to be all that bad to add in a third-party character. It takes money to add a third-party character. It always will. It's always going to cost a little bit. But you can get that money back. And on top of that, for a likely third-party choice that they can have in Pac Man, it's not really going to charge them all that much. I mean, the owner of that IP, Namco Bandai, is helping them co-develop the game with Sora. It's not like Nintendo is just having a second-party developer and Sora develop the game like in Brawl, although many different helpers of different development teams kind of came and helped them with that were of other Nintendo second parties. There is a legitimate second-party company with Nintendo, working with a third-party distributor that is neutral to making games for both the Xbox and the PlayStation, as well as the Wii U. So, but since they're helping on the game, I cannot for the life of me see them not putting in one character related to the IPs that they own. Tekken, the name and face of that game, Hayachi Mishima, was used in, All-Stars, and I'm sure they could use somebody from Soul Calibur. I don't see them really going that way with the direction of the game. This game is going. On top of that, I get the Hayachi thing for All-Stars with Tekken, the first one being a PlayStation exclusive. It's kind of a little wink and nod to PlayStation fans all over. I can't really see them adding anybody with the game. The game is apparently going for an old school, vintage, old name direction, where you're bringing back familiar old school characters. You want to put a decent spotlight on them, and as a result, I don't see anybody like some top Soul Calibur guy or Hayachi or some other top star from Tekken being involved in Smash Brothers. I see them using, who was a Namco icon for years in Pac Man. And you see, it would cost them nothing to put Pac Man in the game because the developers are helping with it. They're going to turn a profit from that game due to them helping develop the game. They're going to turn a profit from that. They're going to make money anyway. So if they put an IP in it, that's of no stress to Nintendo. In fact, that's basically them saying, thanks for helping us develop the game, and we can give you a little character in here. That costs them absolutely nothing. On the flip side of it, another likely third-party character would have to be Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% positive, but let's face it, people. Sega, at this point, despite being a third-party company, is basically a glorified second-party developer to Nintendo. I feel like any day now, I'm just waiting for the news to hit that Nintendo officially owns Sega. They are a second-party developer. Sonic intellectual property is now the property of Nintendo. It seems like any day you're going to hear news like that. They are a glorified second-party developer. Sure, they're still third-party, but they're being closer to Nintendo than they were when Brawl was being developed. So with that being the case, I could easily see Sonic being re-added to the roster. Is it going to cost them a whole shit ton? No, it's not going to cost them like it did last time, because the times have changed. Years have gone by. Sega has gotten closer to Nintendo now than they've been in history at this point. I mean, most of the Sega games that are profitable and successful get released for the Wii consoles. So, to me, that seems like a very, very, very easy fit, is just to re-add Sonic to it from your glorified second-party developer that is apparently a third-party developer. And it's not really going to cost you all that much. And besides, he was already in Brawl. You already know what you're dealing with there. And he's a popular, secured character that people love, and he's going to draw interest. Just like I believe Pac Man would draw interest. People know those characters. Which gets me to the final portion of this video, and the most unlikely of circumstances is a Capcom character. Now, don't get me wrong. I've heard all about Capcom trying to be a close developer with Nintendo for the Wii U and develop games for it. That's perfect. That's great. But am I convinced that they're going to let them use a character? Not 100% at all. No. But is it likely? Absolutely. Did you think Sega would have let them use Sonic all those years ago? You never knew. It's kind of like that uncertainty where it's like, it could happen, but is it really going to happen? It's kind of like that little gray area section of thought process. So I've come down to the three options. The most lovable, wanted Capcom character ever in Mega Man is the least likely. Now, unfortunately, it fucking pains me to say that, but let's take a look at it. Capcom is trying to bury the shit out of Mega Man. If you haven't seen anything that he was involved with the rib he got in Street Fighter X Tekken, then you would know all about the burial that he's been put through over the last few years. It seems like they have no intent on pushing him at all anymore as a face or a big-time player in their company. So due to that, it makes me feel less likely that they'd offer to let Nintendo use Mega Man for even any sort of money, because that's not who they want to push. On the other hand, you got a popular character that is an IP of theirs named Beautiful Joe. Now, Beautiful Joe could easily be, I mean, in their eyes, he's a guy that they push. His games are successful to them. They keep him in closeness, and the games are successful, and they like him. They think he's profitable. That's a character I could see Nintendo also being interested in terms of just look at Beautiful Joe. I mean, he's like a mini little superhero crazy dude. That's somebody who I could see them actually letting them use and them trying to turn a profit from that investment. That's certainly, to me, is more likely than Mega Man being involved due to their positions in the company. And last but certainly not least, the thing that's on everybody's fucking mind is a Street Fighter representative like Ryu. Now, I am 100% against. I'd rather have Beautiful Joe or Mega Man over one of these characters, but let's not lie. Despite the fact that it is also a fighting game, Ryu is a person, I'm just going to use him because he's probably the most famous, is a character that draws interest. Beautiful Joe is a character that draws interest. Mega Man is a character that draws interest even if they don't want to admit that. Using any one of those three, you're not going to get all of them. Obviously, you're only going to get one Capcom rep. But I'm picking, I don't know who they're either going to want to go with or if they're even going to give a representative. But I'm just going from the thought process that I had today and narrowed it down. It's either going to be one of the three. And to me, a Street Fighter representative seems the most likely. Even if I'd like two of their other more notable platforming characters, that seems the most likely to me if Capcom even has a representative at all. And for them, third-party characters do cost money. But if you're going to put it in a way where the character is a big-time draw, like a Pac Man, people have interest and want to see that character. They'd be interested to see how he fights. That would draw in an audience that is a fan of Pac Man. Using Sonic, same thing. It would draw in fans that want to, if they played him in Brawl and they're, he's back, that's going to be awesome. Pac-Man, he's finally in the Smash Bros. Game. I'm picking this one up. And then for any one of the Capcom characters, Mega Man, I've been waiting forever for him to be in the games. Beautiful Joe's in it. It's Street Fighter meeting, Smash Bros. Wow. It draws interest. It draws an interest that the regular Nintendo roster doesn't have. It's kind of like the outside eye. It's kind of what kind of draws other gamers to Smash Bros. Is these characters that are not Nintendo related. They have this niche to them that they are decent draws, that if you use them properly and you use the right people, you're going to get your money back for the investment of working with that company to get them in your game. So if they get, a Capcom IP and it costs them money and they do a little working relationship, they're going to get the money back because people are going to be drawn to that character being in the game. And that's how third-party characters work. You can't use a lot of them. Hell, having 3, like as I stated here in this video, is beyond the capacity. I think at best we're going to get 1 at most or 2, and that's pushing it. 2 is pushing it, and I named 3 potentials. Well, technically 5, because for Capcom I named 3, but narrowed it down and explained the most likely. So, and I said 1 of the 3 anyway. So, if we get any, it's going to be 1 or 2, and most likely, if we get 1, it's going to be a representative of Namco Bandai to kind of give them the pat on the back for helping us develop the 4th game, so to speak. So third-party characters to me are good. They do good business. They make sense. They should keep going with this. You don't overdo it. That's the good thing with Smash Bros. They will never, ever, ever overdo it. You won't see like 5 like in All-Stars where you have like Raiden, Dante, Big Daddy, whoever the fuck else is in there. I'm sure I'm missing some. You're never going to see that. You're going to get maybe 2 at most that are not Nintendo-related characters. And that's what's always a good thing about Nintendo. They're not going to overdo it. So let's say Namco Bandai does get their representative. I say Pac Man's most likely, and then they secure Sonic again. There you go. There's your 2. Maybe they get a Capcom rep, and that's about it. For all those people who want more Sonic characters like Shadow, Knuckles, Tails, any of the Chaotix team, why in the holy hell would you waste third-party IP slot to more Sonic characters? Leave that to the name and face of the franchise. Don't waste it on diddly fuck more Sega characters. The people who think that, they're not thinking straight for a character roster. You can do that all you want for the Mario franchises, the Metroid franchises, the Star Fox franchise of the world, the Kirby's. Those are Nintendo franchises. Those are the ones you can go crazy and throw a whole bunch of characters to them for your dream roster, because they're first to second party companies. All those guys can go in there, no problem. Those are in Nintendo's owning grasp. Characters that from Sega are not. Even though I called them a glorified second party company, they still are officially a third party company. They cost money, and wasting them on more Sega characters when you only need the name and face of the franchise is ridiculous. Stop putting Shadow in the lot into your dream third-party rosters. That's all I had to say, people. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you hated it. A big old fat thumbs down. Yeah, thumbs up if you liked it. Big thumbs down if you hated it. What is going on with my brain? It's just like crazy. It's almost midnight. Whatever. That was the worst screw-up in the history of humankind. Anyway, please visit www.fanboysanonymous.com. Follow me on Twitter at SpoodBeast, where you can keep up to date with everything new that's going on with this channel before anybody else has the chance to even speak of it. As well as go to the Facebook page for SpoodBeast, where you can get an even better look than you get on my Twitter. And that's, of course, if you go to my channel, it is one of the buttons above the channel in the big Mario banner at the top. So, yeah, that's all I have to say, folks. Of course, you can shoot me any kind of private message involving content for this channel. You can comment it on this video, too. And, add me on Skype, username SpoodBeast. We can all talk and have fun, because this channel needs to be as interactive as possible. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.